only child living in the hood but going to private schools. Do you know what I mean? So the first thing I remember my father teaching me was how to fight.
Yeah.
This guy want to teach me how to fight.
Yeah.
And the reason he taught me this was when I'd come home and the kids in the hood would test me. He's like, Chief, I have to go work. You got no older brothers, you got no whatever. You need to know how to fight.
Yeah.
You know? Then when he would chill with me, it was always like maths. It was always like, yo, polish your shoes, whatever. Then I'm like, this guy never wants to actually chill. Like he's always giving me instructions. He's always giving me work. Then I realized that this part is fixing me for the private school. Do you know what I mean? So that the black kid at this school mustn't be the kid that sucks at mathematics or like is untidy or whatever. So that thing of being balanced in every world, so good in the hood. Like I see it now in business. You gotta be street enough. You gotta be corporate enough.
I lost my hero. My father was that guy. And he was that guy in the community where he could give a beat down to any child. He was that strict father who was like, Mshayile because what. Then the neighbor will be like, oh, Mshayile food. You know? He wasn't just your father. He was a father for everyone. He was very involved in my life. Like, he introduced me to a lot of things that I didn't know, and he would spend a lot of time with me to be like, even cartoons. He'd be like, oh, let's watch cartoons. Let me pick you up from school. What are you doing? What are you listening to? What he has taught me is that I'm important in society. For society to work, for society to, if I'm not there, there are a lot of problems that are gonna arise. Then
also in your absence.
In my absence. But if I'm there, then I can be like, that's why even my mom was like, I'm not dealing with your son at this stage. Oh, on the time, hey, here's your son. And he dealt with me because he understood where I was coming from and what I was dealing with. Only later, I was like, because he taught me like, you need to be able to stand your own. Yeah. Like, be a man, stand, have your own place, car, whatever. So that if things fall apart, you still have your own solid, your foundation is sorted out. And I only learned that after he passed.
Sure.
And I couldn't go back and be like, you're right. Oh, how do you do this? So I started looking for other places to look for answers. Yeah. And your uncle's gonna tell you like, go get a girl or drink. And you're like, yeah, that's not really what I was looking for. And actually that was the reason why I started Marvin. It was because I wanted to create a spot or a place or a platform where men can have those conversations, because like you were asking us earlier and say that how do you go through that phase? Yeah. But if there's no platform for us to have those conversations, we can be able to say, actually, there's no formula. But you can call me and say, yo, dude, I'm seeing flames. I'm like, don't worry about it. Tibz will tell you like, Joe, this is a long game. Don't worry about this little section, you know? So I ended up creating Marvin to be that for me and my friends, because I'm like, my dad is no longer here, but I still need advice about life because I don't know how to be a man.
Yeah.
So I believe that's what we are trying to do too, so that men can understand men better. Because if we understand men better, it's easier for us to treat women better as well. I understood the importance of my father now more than ever.
Sure.
Because I'm like, I need to be like that guy.
Sure. Because
that guy, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be, you know? And also, another thing that I firmly believe is that I want to get married before I have kids. I believe that I want to give my kids the same environment.
Yeah.
I want to give them that because I don't know what it looks like to be raised in a single parent household. And I feel like if I had to cheat my kids of that, it'd be my fault because
for me it just goes back to that thing I've said about how it feels. You know, so if you meet someone and you know you're not gonna be together as a couple, but the two of you feel like you're both ready to have children and you want to discuss it and not be a couple, but have this child together, I don't see why
not. Like there was a point, like my mom passed away when I was 21, right? And obviously when she passes away, I don't have a dad, obviously, because she's my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So now you're like, And there were things, man, that were said, oh, this is going to be a child-headed home, da 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 da. Now, my dude, like, all the people that were saying those things, if I had listened to them, I wouldn't be where I am. Today, I go home, like, I'm proud of this to say this, but I go home, I pick up my sister, and I take her to school, né? And she goes, she does a course, a fashion course. I take her to school, né? Drop her off at school, go to my studio, do some work, go pick her up from school. She comes to the studio, she works from the studio, and then I take her home. And I'm like, I don't care if you can take a taxi or you can take that. I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And now, if I had, because I don't care what they say. If they do, that's like, a lot of things that people say, we hear them. Let's not pretend like we are. And if
you search your name,
you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you hear them without even hearing them say. And as a man, what kind of man, because now you need to understand, like my sister now, both my sisters, obviously they also don't have a dad, they don't have a mom. Who am I in this dynamic? You know what I'm saying? Will I allow my sister to be picked up by another dude to go drop her off at school? And because also like we look at things like traditionally things has to make sense. We have to step up and play a role. So I think I'm trying to play my role without hearing what people are saying.
All of our fathers, whether present or no longer present, they come from a different time, right? And there are key lessons that they have taught us that still apply today and will probably still apply until we die. But there's certain blind spots that they have because also we live in a different time.
Definitely.
So our role as men is no longer, I wouldn't say as simple, but it's no longer the role your father sort of had to play. So what I want to ask all of you, like, what does being a man mean for you? And if you're defining that for yourself, how does it work with women? Because also women have changed. They're no longer the same kind of women that lived in our fathers' eras. Because also I have found that in our modern day, our role as men is actually fucking tricky. Because women today are very vocal about what they want. I want this guy who's emotional, I want a guy who's this and that and that. A woman gets that kind of guy, but then it's like, oh, but he's not a bad boy. He's not. Exactly. So there's also that thing of a woman can get the guy that she wants, but then she still wants that bad guy. She still wants the guy who's on Instagram. So for you, because also with women, I think women have also been in a space where they've been socialized to want to be with a certain type of guy. Like he must be a good guy, but he must be like Ghost type of guy. You know, like power. They want that. True. You know what I'm saying? They want that, like, why aren't we fighting type of. Sometimes we're tripping because we're not fighting. You know, why aren't you fighting with me? Why aren't you fighting with me?
That's their version of passion.
So for you guys, I mean, also living in a space that is also in our space is very complex, where age is not a number to us anymore. You know, where in our olden days, our parents used to marry the girl that they meet and that's it. Where for us,
there's so many options.
A 21-year-old up until a 50-year-old is open for play. Like you can be a 26-year-old nigga dating a 45-year-old woman. You can be a 35-year-old guy dating a 21-year-old girl. Like that's the world we live in. So for you living,
I think that was happening with our parents.
But not as much as we're doing it now. I don't know.
I think we have more options, we're more open.
Or let me just say things are more explicit now. It's no longer a hidden thing. It's no longer, a hidden thing. So you being a man and sort of defining your life and sort of trying to define who you want to be with, having to deal with all of these different layers, how do you deal with them, especially when women are involved?
I think for me, it's like, as a man, you just have to be a man. You know, and I'm just saying this in a.
I actually totally get that.
You know, it's like, because I'm also having like, now I'm having like, I've been thinking a lot about like, what kind of a parent will I be if I get a son? You know, what if I have sons or whatever? Let's say you have a boy around you, right? What kind of parent are you going to be if you become a father to a daughter? You know what I mean? I do feel like you know what I'm saying? If you come to my yard and he's like, what? You know what I mean? I think I'm going to be that kind of guy. Because I respect also other people's spaces. I don't go in there. I would understand if they chase me. Because I was, you know? So in a sense, I'm like thinking, Tech, so what do I do? Because now I come from the hood, right? But then I never went to a multiracial school at all, right? So all I listened to was hip hop and read this and that and TV. That kind of like built me up to be, you know, the kind of person that I am. But now how do I, because I think when you look like, I think I came out high, you know, but I don't think they're going to come from the hood. Like they won't have the secretary my style, my this, my language. So I was like, maybe I should drop him off in the hood for like 2 days. One time. Although, I don't know, because this is me. Growing up, I had this idea, like, I think for like a good 3-4 years, you know. I taught it.
Yeah,
and then after that, I'm like, but obviously the mom would never agree to this. Like, yeah. And now, because you're thinking, will I have this child by myself? No. And women are like also they're protective and they want what's good for their kids.
It's almost like you want your kid to be a hybrid. It's like, I want you to have the black strength, but the ambition of a white person. You always want to make, it's always a thing of, it's like, you guys are very successful men and your kids will grow up like for example, I look at B and Jay-Z, like, those kids are who they are. So your kids will grow up being like, my dad is flipping Lazi, you know what I'm saying? My dad is Tibz. Like, what are you gonna do?
Relax.